Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing on this happy Saturday? I am Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13 Wonder of the World. Thank you for being here this morning with me. I appreciate you very much. Shout out to the Point Place players, Point Place family. Shout out to B.Ray. Wow. We know today is college football. We know that college football is going to have a lot of games today. I'm not going to talk about most of the games. I'm only going to talk about a few games. I'm also going to talk about the shocking release of Matt Riddle from the WWE yesterday. I'm going to talk about Rampage first, and then I'm going to talk about who I think is going to win these most important games. Okay. First of all, remember that you're here for a purpose, that we're all here for a purpose. Let your purpose be great. Let your purpose be positive, and don't let nobody speak negativity in your life. I had a great time on the AMP app yesterday, talking to some people about the platform of the AMP app. And like I said, I shout out to B.Ray for putting me on there, me meeting new people, trying to make something happen. All right, with that being said, Rampage last night, also Smackdown, but I'm going to talk about Rampage first. Everybody know that it was taped. It had some great matches on there. Um, the Righteous won the four-way from the Hardys and the Best Friends and the Kingdom. So now you're going to see the Righteous go up against Adam Cole and MJF for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. I'm just going through the preview of it. I'm going straight through what happened. Sting and Darby, once again, that man called Sting, man. That boy still got it, man. Sting once again beats, Christian and Luchasaurus with the help of Nick Wayne. Also, I forgot Darby Allin was in the match. Darby was the one that pinned Christian to win the match. So, kudos to that man called Sting, ladies and gentlemen. Him and Darby win the tag team match with the help of Nick Wayne. But also, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Collision, Darby is in a three-way against Luchasaurus and Christian for the TNT title. Hopefully, Darby wins so they can put an end to this boring storyline that they have, man. This storyline sucks. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Sky Blue loses to Julia Hart. That was just a match that everybody wanted to see happen. Everybody knows that Julia Hart is the bigger star because she's with the House of Black, and Sky Blue's still trying to find her way into the business. She's in the business, but she still hasn't gotten that tip-top match that we know that could get her over. She had a shot at the women's title before, but I'd rather see her go up against Statlander for the TBS title if they're gonna put her in that market her like that. But shout out to Sky Blue and Julia Hart for a great match. Also, the Acclaim, they won last night with Daddy, you know what, Billy Gunn. They beat the Dark Order. Great match they had, a great tag team match they had with them. We saw some interesting matches on there last night. We saw Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho are going to team up to take on Sammy and Tanasa at the next pay-per-view because, Sammy Guevara and Don Callis are now friends, and, all that there. Now they got Jericho in the mix fighting for them. I keep telling you guys that the end of this thing is going to end up with Chris Jericho losing to Sammy in a one-on-one match. But he won the first match against Sammy, which I was shocked by because I thought that Sammy was going to win that match, but Chris Jericho won that match. The only reason why he won that match was because they were going to turn Sammy into a heel. That's why that happened like that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the main event was the Mogul Express versus Hangman and the Young Bucks. And congratulations to Hangman and the Young Bucks for they won the Ring of Honor Trios titles. So that's another accomplishment for the Young Bucks who are the picture and the fixture of AEW, along with Hangman Adam Page, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to them for winning what they did as well. Also, WWE Smackdown. Like I said, in about next year, they're going to be coming back to USA on a $1.4 billion deal. Also, before I get into the Matt Riddle situation, I want to talk about what happened on there. Bobby Lashley's mad with the Street Profits because they lost to the LWO, Rey Mysterio and Santos. And by the way, next week on SmackDown, Santos versus Rey Mysterio for the United States title. Could we see a heel turn and a championship change? Could possibly have that happen. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that yet, but I do believe they will, just to get them out and get Rey Mysterio to doing something else. I think that Rey Mysterio is probably going to end up getting back in the mix somehow with Dom or somebody. Nobody knows. Another question. Where is Karrion Kross? Karrion Kross has dimmed since he's been on SmackDown. He has not been in any type of world title match. He has not been in too many United States title matches. He has not even been in a tag match. Karrion Kross is wasting his talent on SmackDown. I think that he either needs to go back to NXT and be where he was over there, because in NXT, Karrion Kross was full of potential. He had the NXT title and everything. Now, since he's been on the main roster, he's been just stagnant. He needs to be back in matches for the title. I would love to see Karrion Kross go up against Roman Reigns, or Karrion Kross go up against the United States champion, or Karrion Kross against LA Knight. That would be a great matchup if it was to happen, ladies and gentlemen. LA Knight was not on SmackDown last night. I think he was scheduled to be on there, but he wasn't, because I think he ended up with COVID or connected with it or something like that there. But shout out to LA Knight, and I hope that he feels better so he can come back on SmackDown next Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, also, the other big deal on SmackDown was the match between Asuka and Io Sky. These people have known each other for a long time. A great matchup. Asuka could have possibly won if it wasn't for the interference of Damage Control and Charlotte Flair. So now where does that go? That means that Charlotte Flair and Asuka are probably going to be in a triple threat match against Io Sky. That's the way it's looking. That's the way it probably is going to happen. And Io Sky is going to win, because Io Sky is not ready to lose that title yet. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on her losing. Not just yet. I think they're going to wait for a little while and see what else happens. But best to believe this here. There is somewhere down the line that Charlotte Flair is going to win that title again. It's going to happen, because she is on top of the world, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I said. That's why I say what I say about Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the it factor of the WWE. She is on that Rushmore right now. Becky's climbing, but Becky has to keep going up a little more to get to where Charlotte Flair is. Also, ladies and gentlemen, here's the other deal that I want to talk about. Did you see what happened in the match between these guys? The Brawling Brutes versus Theory and Waller. Looks like that Theory and Waller are going to be a tag team now. And I think that they could be a team that could compete against the Judgment Day or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's why I said they need to split up the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles. I think SmackDown needs to have their own set again, in my book. But a great win for Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, since they're thinking about making them a tag team. I think that's what's going to happen. Jimmy Uso and the Bloodline along with Solo. As you can see, the Bloodline is still together. Jimmy's back in the mix. I don't know how Roman feels about that. When Roman comes back, he probably will okay it or not, whatever. But they took out AJ Styles. The OC told him not to get involved with the Bloodline, and they left him hanging. So now John Cena does not have a tag team partner, which he probably will have a partner at Fastlane because it's going to be a big market match to have John Cena back on a pay-per-view event wrestling. Who knows who it might be? But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with John Cena as he goes up against the Bloodline, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Kit Wilson still injured. We'll see what happens with them with Pretty Deadly. They look like they're going to be able to come back to the ring soon. That's a good thing right there. It was an interesting Smackdown last night, ladies and gentlemen. With compelling stories still to answer, compelling stories still to happen. My picks today, I think that LSU will win against Arkansas. I think that's who they're playing. I know that I forgot who Michigan State played. Maryland. We played Maryland. I hope we beat the brakes off Maryland, but Maryland hasn't lost neither. They're undefeated. Alabama's probably going to win. They're not in the top 10 anymore, so they need a win to get back at least to 10. Colorado and Oregon is going to be the game of the day. A lot of people thinking that Oregon is going to possibly beat Dion and them by 20-something points, but I doubt it. I tell people this. Don't be surprised if Colorado wins this game. Don't be surprised if Baby Sanders go for 300 yards passing, because that's probably what he's going to end up doing today. He's not going to go for 450 or 500. He's probably going to go for 300, and they're going to have to get it out the mud for them to win. But Oregon and Bo Nix are something serious. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Yeah, Northwestern State, I don't think they're going to win again today. I think they're going to go 0-4, 0-3, whatever. I don't like what's happening with Northwestern State. Tomorrow I will be back, or later I will be back with the second half of this podcast talking about the second half games in college. But for right now, I just want to see what happens in this first half of these games. I am DDE80, aka Mike D13 Wonder of the World. You guys enjoy football. Y'all have a good Saturday. I'll be back with you later.